Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Mashidayu binti Azhar, and today I will present my comparative visual analysis for VCS551 Art Criticism. The title of my presentation is Comparative Visual Analysis of Nasi Kapal Kertas and Earth Creation 1994. In this presentation, I will compare these two artworks using Edmund Feldman's 4-step art criticism method, which consists of description, analysis, interpretation, and judgment. Now let us begin with the introduction of this comparative study. So, the introduction is contemporary abstract art express ideas, emotion, and cultural identity through visual language rather than realistic representation. For this comparative study, I selected Nasi Kapal Kertas by M. Nasir from Malaysia and Earth Creation 1994 by Emily Kame from Australia. I choose these two artworks because although they come from different cultural backgrounds, both artists use abstract style, expressive brushstroke, and symbolism to communicate their idea and emotion. To compare this artwork, I apply Edmund Feldman's 4-step art criticism method, which helps us understand the visual appearance, meaning, and artistic value of both artwork in a systematic way. Now, I would like to introduce the first artist, who is the local artist from Malaysia. So, this is a local artist. Firstly, I would like to introduce M. Nasir, whose full name is Muhammad Nasir Muhammad. He is well known in Malaysia as a singer, composer, lyricist, and visual artist. His artwork are influenced by contemporary abstract expressionists and often combine Malay philosophy, symbolism, and cultural values. Instead of creating realistic image, he used abstract form to encourage viewers to interpret the artwork based on their own experience. This makes his artwork meaningful because each viewer may have a different interpretation. So, the selected artwork is Nasi Kapal Kertas, created in 2025 using acrylic on canvas. The main concept of this artwork is the paper boat, which symbolizes the journey of human life, including hope, uncertainty, and life challenges. Although the paper boat is a simple object, M. Nasir used it as a powerful symbol to remind us that life is full of ups and downs. This encourages viewers to reflect on their own experience and remain hopeful despite the challenges they face. The expressive brushstroke, geometric form, and bold color also strengthen the emotional impact of the artwork while making the paper boat the main focal point. Now that we have discussed the local artist and artwork, let's move on to the international artist, Emily Kame. Now, I would like to introduce the international artist, Emily Kame. She is one of Australia's most influential Aboriginal artists. Although she started painting professionally in her 70s, she quickly gained international recognition because of her unique artistic style. Her artwork are inspired by Aboriginal dreaming, which reflect the spiritual relationship between people, nature, and the land. She is also well known for using vibrant colors and expressive brushstrokes to represent the Australian landscape. Through her artworks, she expressed the beauty of nature as well as the cultural identity of the Aboriginal community. Next, I will present the selected artwork by Emily Kame. So, the selected artwork is Earth Creation 1994. It was created using acrylic on canvas and belongs to the contemporary Aboriginal abstract art style. This artwork celebrates the beauty of the Australian desert after rainfall. Emily used vibrant colors and expressive brushstrokes to show how nature becomes full of life after the rain. The artwork also symbolized the Aboriginal belief that the land is sacred and is the source of life, culture, and identity. This shows the strong connection between Aboriginal people and their nature environment. After introducing both artwork, I will now begin the comparative analysis using Feldman for step art criticism method. The first stage is description, where we observe what we can see in the artwork without giving our opinions. Firstly, for the subject matter, Nasib kapal kertas represent the journey of human life, while Earth Creation 1994 represent the Australian landscape inspired by nature and Aboriginal culture. Secondly, both artwork use the same medium, which is acrylic on canvas. In terms of technique, Nasib used expressive brushstroke, geometric form, and bold color contrast. In comparison, Emily used thousands of repetitive brushstrokes to create organic patterns and visual rhythm. Lastly, for the visual appearance, Nasib artwork looks dramatic because of its strong color contrast, while Emily artwork appear colorful, balanced, and inspired by nature. So, after describing both artwork, I will now continue with the second stage, which is analysis. The second stage is analysis, where we examine the element of art and principle of design used in both artwork. For line, Nasib used strong line that emphasize the paperboard, while Emily create flowing lines through repetitive brush stroke. For color, Nasib used bold color to create emotional intensive, where Emily used harmony color to represent nature and renewal. For texture and shape, Nasib applies through texture and geometric shape, while Emily creates layered texture with organic shape inspired by nature. Both artwork also apply the principle of balance, rhythm, movement, emphasis, and unity, making the composition visually effective. However, their composition is different. Nasib creates a clear focal point through the paperboard, while Emily used an all-over composition without a single focal point. Overall, although the artists use different approach, both artworks successfully communicate meaningful ideas through abstract visual language. Next, I will move on to the third stage, which is interpretation, where I will explain the meaning and message behind both artwork. Now, I will move on to the third stage, which is interpretation. At this stage, we explain the meaning and message behind both artworks. Firstly, Nasib kapal kertas represent hope, uncertainty, and the challenge of human life. The paperboard symbolize life, journey, and encourage viewers to reflect on their own experience. In contrast, Creation 1994 celebrate the beauty of nature and the spiritual relationship between Aboriginal people and the land. It reflects the belief that the land is sacred and closely connected to culture and identity. In terms of emotional impact, Nasib artwork create feeling of reflection and resilience, while Emily artwork create feeling of peace, harmony, and appreciation for nature. Although the messages are different, both artists successfully communicate their ideas through abstract visual language. So after interpreting both artwork, I will now discuss the final stage, which is judgment. So the final stage is judgment, where we evaluate the overall quality and effectiveness of both artwork. In my opinion, both artworks successfully communicate meaningful ideas through abstract visual expressions. One of their main strengths is the strong use of symbolism, color, and composition, which helps viewers understand the artist's message. However, because both artworks are abstract, some viewers may find them difficult to understand without knowing the artist's culture background. Personally, I believe both artworks are visual engaged and cultural significant because they encourage viewers to think critically and appreciate different perspectives. Overall, both artworks show the abstract art can communicate universal themes such as identity, emotion, and human experience. So next, I will summarize the main similarities and difference between these two artworks. Next, similarities and differences. Both artworks share several similarities. They are created using acrylic on canvas, belong to contemporary abstract art, and use expressive brushstroke and symbolism to communicate meaning. However, there are also some difference. Emnace focused on the journey of human life, while Emily focused on nature and Aboriginal culture. Emnace used geometric shape and dramatic color contrast, where Emily used organic shape and harmonic colors inspired by nature. Another difference is the composition. Emnace created a clear focal point with the paperboard, while Emily used an all-over composition without a single focal point. To support this comparative study, I apply Edmund Feldman's four-step art criticism theory. Supporting theory. This comparative study is supported by Edmund Feldman's four-step art criticism theory developed in 1994. This theory provides a systematic way to understand and evaluate artwork through four stages: description, analysis, interpretation, and judgment. Using the method helped me compare both artwork objective and systematically. It also allowed me to identify their similarities, difference, meaning, and artistic value more clearly. Finally, I would like to conclude my presentation by summarizing the main finding of this comparative study. Conclusion: based on this comparative study, both Nasi Kapal Kertas by M. Nasir and Earth Creation 1994 by Emily Kame successfully communicate meaningful ideas through abstract visual language. Although the artworks come from different cultural backgrounds, both artists effectively use symbolism, expressive brushstroke, and the element of principle of design to express their ideas. By applying Edmund Feldman's four-step art criticism method, I was able to compare both artwork systematic through description, analysis, interpretation, and judgment. This method helped me understand not only the visual aspect of the artwork but also their meaning and artistic value. Overall, this study showed that abstract art can communicate identity, culture, spirituality, and human experience without relying on realistic representation. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention.